Eventually, he stopped leaving his room altogether. I have a very bad feeling about this. I feel like this guy is about to die. Because I don't think this is I don't think this is a main character. So, seeing this guy like this in the beginning of the game, I feel like this is going to be the first Return of the New Generation Madness murder in the game.
A few moments later.
Well, that was something. Wow, I called it. I called it. The man grabs Seika by the hand and trying to pull her into the room. Okay, when I chose the negative delusion, I thought there would be like, I don't know, a murderer or a monster or something. I wasn't expecting this. She turned toward me for help with tears in her eyes. Something really bad was about to happen to her. I had to do something. I had to. I was suddenly kicked in the solar plexus, and then the door shut. I could hear the man's yelling and Seika's screams from within. All I could do was crumble up into a ball on the ground, crying in fear and frustration. What if that happens? Seika was just too reckless. She put her hand on the doorknob. She seemed relieved but a little upset. I knew exactly how she felt. I felt the same way. I moved away from the door. I would like to take some photos before I left, but... Yeah, that was what it sounded like. You were too confused to move. There was no sign of anyone coming out. I saw you touch the doorknob. You probably shouldn't touch that with your bare hands. You know, you are going to leave fingerprints and stuff. It turned. Door was unlocked. How? As if guided by all the strange things that were happening, I pushed the record button on my smartphone. I gripped the doorknob tighter. A voice in my mind told me to stop, to go back, but it was wiped out by the sound of the smartphone recording starting, and the door slowly opening. It felt like something besides Seika was pushing me forward as I opened the door. That song was playing in the dimly lit room. All the lights were off, but the sun outside was streaming through the open window. Its light was very weak. What? For a moment I just... It felt like I was hearing it between the gaps in the music box melody. But there was no change that I could see. No one jumped out, nothing was moving. There was just the sound of the music box. I looked from one part of the room to another to make sure nothing was amiss. And then I slowly moved forward. Someone was lying on the floor. When my eyes adjusted to the gloom, I saw... Oh. A police officer. And a woman? The officer was lying up against the bathroom with his legs splayed and his head drooping. The girl was lying on the floor face down. They showed no sign of noticing us. No, that wasn't right. The glass behind them was shattered into 1,000 pieces.
Yabai.
The second I understood what was going on, the hand holding the smartphone started to shake. Crap, crap, crap! I could see a little blood dripping off the police officer's head. I spun around as I heard the sound. The warmth drained from my face in an instant, and my whole body shivered. Someone was sitting on the bed. I staggered back and slammed into Serika.
逃げよう。早く。
But I couldn't move. My hand was frozen as it pointed the smartphone toward whoever was behind the curtain. It wasn't doing what I told it. Damn it! I took a step back, tripped, and I fell to the floor. My lungs weren't working right. The silhouette moved a little, and I flinched. No, it didn't move. The bed was rotating. Whoever was behind the curtains showed no sign of noticing us. They didn't budge an inch.
なんなんだよ。
Oh. Seika's voice sounded like it was far away. I ran back to the entrance and slammed myself into the door. It wasn't opening. It wasn't opening.
なんで開かないんだよ。
Seika yelled back at me. Seika screamed as she slammed against the door. I helped her try to batter it down. But it didn't work. It was like trying to batter down a wall. Oh! Oh! Oh. Oh. Suddenly I heard a knock at the door. Well, shit. I reflexively jumped away without thinking. Knock, 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 knock. It was coming from the store. The knocking was rhythmic and constant. It was just a knock at the door, but my whole body started to shake. Someone was on the other side of the door. Someone was knocking. It definitely wasn't police. I felt as if my sanity was boiling away, melting out from the soles of my feet on upwards.
ダメだ。ダメだ。
Don't open that door. Right, go out the back.
窓から何とかして逃げよう。
I grabbed Seika's hand and ran to the back of the room, and fell silent at what I saw. The curtains open. What was that? The curtain was open. There was a man there, sitting. No, he was moving slowly. The bed was moving in time to the sound of the music box. An eerie sound came from the wire wrapped around his neck. The wire was hanging down from the ceiling, choking him. His face was all puffed up, and a color I'd never seen before. His pants were wet and stain extended to the bed itself. The smell of piss and piss and shit hung in my nose. He wasn't alive, he was dead. Why was he dead? Did he suffocate? Why was the curtain open? And what the hell was he doing? Why was he dead? My right hand moved without me realizing it. I need to use the window to escape, but I point my phone's camera at the body instead. body spun, slowly. Each time it went around, the wire made an awful sound and dug deeper into his neck. It had dug in so deep by now that the man's neck was the size of my wrist. The skin must have been broken because it was bleeding a little. Seika was right next to me, but her voice sounded far away, like she was talking through a telephone. I needed to get out of here, but I couldn't stop the feeling. Why was I doing this? Why was he dead? The wire dug deeper and deeper into his neck without waiting for me to come up with an answer. The body turned away from me. I could see the back of his neck. Flesh around the wire was swollen red and black. I heard a muffled sound like something hard snapping inside of a back. The hand snapped just a little. His neck had just broken. That must have been the sound of neck breaking. I could hear Seika's voice. Get out of here? Get out of here.
そうだ、逃げなきゃ。
My body moved as I heard another sound. I spun around. Oh, that scared me. Holy shit. I screamed. Oh, and then I heard something from behind me. I don't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, my whole field of vision had turned red. Then I felt something like a ball hit me. Before I could understand what it was, everything faded to black. Huh. We went into that love hotel with Serika and we saw some very fucked up shit. And we got a jump scare at the end there, and I ended the episode at that point when a new scene started. And now we are going to continue from where we left off. Load this data, yes. September 30th, 2015, Wednesday. midnight. Oh, who's that? Detectives again? Like, Chaos said? Is this like a descendant of Ban Yasuji or something? I don't know.
新庄さん、所持品と防犯カメラの映像から親族に裏取れました。
Shinjo, huh?
死亡したのは柿田博則22歳。渋谷在住のフリーターで更新でマーケティングのアルバイトをしていたようです。
Kakita Hironori, 22 years old, a Shibuya resident with a part-time marketing job at Kushin. What is Kushin? Fictional, a venture capital company located in Shibuya that participated in the post-earthquake reconstruction business. After using massive amounts of money to monopolize the construction companies involved in the reconstruction, they moved on to other projects such as the introduction of of new infrastructure, i.e. the deployment of high-powered security cameras around the city. They also taken the lead in supplying business models and partnerships opportunities to various non-profits and volunteer groups, and helping establish self-sufficient communities among the survivors. In the process, they made vast amounts of money. Some earthquake survivors and residents claim that they are brutal, tyrannical company that does not hesitate to use evictions and eminent domain to take property they want. Huh. So I guess this might be the CERN or the Tavistock Institute of Chaos Child. Seeing masks in people's faces like that guy in the background seems very different now that we're in 2021. He couldn't let his man see him acting weak. I wish this is another SUA situation, but I thought they'd pull the same thing twice. He couldn't let his man see him acting weak. Shinjo had been with Police HQ Section 1 for less than 7 years. He didn't get along with his superiors, but he'd managed to beg his way into being in charge of this case. Maybe this was his way of avenging the death of an elder detective who he'd admired. Is that who I think it is? Is that Ban Yasuji from Kyoset?
Hi, 信用調査会社フリージアでございます。
His call was answered on the first ring, like always.
俺です。
What was that again? Trustworthiness Investigation Company, Phrygia. Huh. Wait. I want to listen to that voice again.
はい、信用調査会社フリージアでございます。
Is that who I think it is? Is the name Phrygia sounds familiar? Is that company from Kyoset? And is this woman who I think it is? They sound familiar.
あら、新庄ちゃん、遅かったわね。もうちょっと早く連絡が来ると思ってたけど。
I feel like it really is who I think it is.
あ、すいません。
Shinji apologized without thinking and for no clear reason. He always felt like an odd child when he spoke to this CEO, who happened to be a woman.
現場の面倒をちゃんと見てるから苦労すんのよ。少しはあの人みたいにチャランポランで行きなさいな。
先輩の性格まで見習うつもりはありませんよ。
真面目だわね。いつまでも真面目が美徳だと思ってると痛い目見るわよ。
百瀬さん。
Yes, it is!
そんなことより相談したいことがあるんです。
That's awesome! That, like, we are already having so many big Kyoset connections from the start, from the get-go. This is so cool. Shinjo cut her off before she could continue her lecture and gave her a brief description of the scene. This was a violation of the rules, but the only way to solve a crazy case was to be a little crazy yourself. Just like Ban Yasuji, huh? That was the first thing he'd learned from that older detective. Yeah, I'm pretty
そ
sure.
れって殺人なの？自殺なの？
I'm pretty sure that they're talking about Ban Yasuji. Like, there's no way it could be anyone else. And yeah, Ban was one of my favorite Kyoset characters, if not the favorite character of mine. And yeah, it was a real shame to watch him die by Suwa. And yeah, I'm still mad at him. That fucking bitch. And he'd been sitting on the bed as it rotated. I thought it said rotted for a second. I was like, how long has it been there? But no, it's rotated. Oh, that's so scary. But she looks like she could be cute, like in a normal scene. But yeah, like this, she's pretty scary. Her eyes were bloodshot and out of focus.
だって男が死ぬのを黙って見ていて、部屋の中のものにほとんど触れず、混濁した意識のまま警官に襲いかかって首を絞めた。
I'm so happy that she's back. I hope we can see her in person too, but I really doubt that we will be able to. I wonder what Takumi is doing, by the way. Like, I kinda know because I already played Robotics Notes, which takes place around 4 to 5 years after this, but still, I'd like to see Takumi in this game. But it'll probably be like some online messages or something and not a physical appearance. Anyway, so psychiatric hold. Here used to refer to the act of keeping someone in custody in a designated location, such as the mental hospital chosen by the police, until their psychological state has normalized. I like that these tips are different from the previous game's tips, in like, they have stuff that relate to the context of when they appear, like, this says, here used to refer to blah blah blah, or like, in some tips, it said like, Takuro uses this as blah blah blah, and it really pulls you more into the game, while the older tips just felt like a Wikipedia article you could have opened up yourself. But these versions, I think, make the game more immersive, I guess.
はい。
直接見たいって言ってるんだけど、お願いできない？
Kids. Is it like kids as in one of my workers? Is that like metaphorically kids, or does she actually have children?
人よりほんの少しだけ自分が強いの。
Yeah, that's probably exactly it. Like, she's probably like, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess I relate to her in that aspect. She doesn't get upset as easily as other people, and she thinks more rationally, so she can game more calmly in a situation like this. That's what I'm guessing. But I bet she'd be there for her friends if she was needed. If they needed it. That's what I'm guessing.
なさい、行儀悪い。
Don't get into manners right now, like you're all alone there. Let her eat in peace. Kosuke may or may not have heard her because she struggled with her game for a while, and then... She froze, like a toy whose batteries had run out. The squid she'd been chewing fell out of her mouth and landed on the desk. She stared at it for almost 30 seconds, as if something impossible had happened. I bet she is how we are going to meet Neidhart in this game. I bet she's going to be Neidhart's friend or something. Or maybe she just knows him, since Neidhart is that Neidhart der Blitzschnell. That's, you know, the famous ESO player, I guess. Then she silently stood up and staggered over to the shelf where we kept the electric coffee maker. Her face had turned pale.
和樹大丈夫か
Okay, the fact that she keeps saying like, and stuff like that, this is already getting very old. I hope she gets some character developments ASAP. Like, I just said a lot of good things about her, but this is getting old already.
コーヒー入れてくれるのか
Then she made a cup for herself, black, but didn't drink a drop. And she's punching the wall again.
あいつが副部長と一緒に暮らすようになったの。
So they were not living together, and then they start to live together, and then they're not living together again. Huh. Kurusu and Miyashiro were both what people called earthquake orphans. Oh. They both been in 6th grade when they lost their parents to the earthquake. Oh, so I guess they're not biological brother and sister, so their father or their mother is not the same. I was expecting one of their parents to be the same, but I guess they're just both orphans that grew up in the same place, I guess. Other character that is a sprite. Huh, interesting. This teacher looks kinda cool.
軽音部が今からリハーサルをするって、いい文化祭の記録になるんじゃないかな。
Kurusu's expression froze, and suddenly it changed.
涌井先生？連絡ってそれですか？
そうだよ。ってなんだいクルス君、機嫌がいいね。
Look at that face. She's at the same time so scary and so cute.
あら、先生には機嫌がいいように見えますか？
I'm scared.
行ってくる。先生も行こう。
ちょっと。
Sensing a gathering storm of violence, Ito pushed Wakui out the door. Kosuke had looked up, but now she slammed her head back on the desk. She didn't seem to be that badly hurt, but this kept happening. I read on Twipo that the general hospital in front of Yoiga station was accepting patients injured in the earthquake. I didn't know that was true, but I had no choice but to go. It had to be better than the hell that was Shibuya.
死ぬなよ。
I yelled, unsure if Sega could even hear me, and started walking. I just need to get to the hospital. Okay, what the fuck was that? That looked like that one scene from Kelsed where Aoi's mother, you know. Wait, no, that was another scene. Well, it kind of looked that too. That scene looked like the scene with Aoi's mother from Kelsed, and also the scene with Ayase where she was being experimented on. Huh. That seems like really weird phrasing for a Google search. Like, just say foods and drinks to lessen the urge to vomit. Like, that's how I would phrase it. I wouldn't just put random keywords. I would like do an actual sentence, which probably would have a better result of me finding like Quora pages or Reddit pages instead of just some random articles. So yeah, that seems like a weird way to search. The new generation madness. Seeing these stages in HD. Oh fuck. Oh. Wait, is this actually Hana? Since we have like bears on the wallpaper. Is this Hana talking? The last one. Huh. Return of the new generation madness. Don't look at me. Return of the new generation madness 2. Leaky Noise. Return of the new generation madness 3. Name coming soon. To be continued. I don't know. This might be Hana, or maybe it's just some random reporter. I thought it could be maybe. I forgot his name. Kurokane, maybe. There was someone in Robotics Notes that kept posting stuff to TVPO. I thought maybe it could be that, but I don't think his profile picture was a bear. It was probably another animal, but it kind of looked like a bear, like as it's a cartoon bear, so that's why I thought that at first, but probably not. Probably just some random person, or just maybe Hana, I don't know. So far, Misumi clone, well, at least in the looks department. A Takumi clone in the terms of hair color and the name, and then a Rimi clone in terms of the hair color again, and then Kurusu isn't really similar to anyone, I guess, and then we have this mute blonde girl. Huh. This game has a lot of parallels to Keseda. I wonder if they'll have any significance later on.
有村ひなえ
Hinae. Of
碧
course.
宝学園の学生です
And Heikyo Academy, of course. I knew her name because of emojis in Discord servers, of course. But I didn't know her surname. I only know the Hinae part. Arimura Hinae, huh? Seems like a nice name. Arimura sounds very cool to say out loud. And Hinae part is kinda cute. Arimura Hinae. Anyway. Seems kinda low, just $10 for an electric bill. Well, I guess it's not they're not living in like full-on houses and stuff. Look at them, Kurusu and Sakura and that boy and girl and the doctor. They all look so cute, and the doctor kinda looks like Mr. Candy from Robotics Notes, the Impacto guy. And then I got a call on my phone. I checked the name and hit the answer button.
はい。もしもし。
お主かもう来ておるぞいつもの席じゃ
Huh? What? What is this? What is this?
どうも。
As always, the waitress' appearance and manners were a mystery to me. I bowed to her and went to my seat. Thus, she has a surprise, so she must be an important character, or at least shows up a few times in the story. Huh. Seiko was there already, reading a manga. She seems like a rip-off of Vegas or something. She was fiddling with her Gerofrogi cell phone strap without realizing it, as usual. It was a really strange habit, and a nuisance to the people around her. File.
なんだそれ。
これ現場でタクが撮ってた録画データ。警察に消される前にストレージに上げておいたの。
She is not dumb at all, she is super smart! Haha, nice. So we can lose the footage after all.